So, Victoria Leeds, she's a fun character, very different from Alex Parrish.
Yes.
How do you get into the mindset of a villain?
That's what I liked about it. That was my favorite part. Victoria was one of the newest, I mean, probably one of the few new characters that were added into this Baywatch. The lifeguards sort of, you know, a lot of like this Mitch, this Brody, they've all come in from the earlier films. So I had the liberty to be able to do anything. And Alex is such a positive national hero that I sort of was craving to be able to play something which was a departure. And Victoria was all that and more.
What I liked about the character is that she's Victoria Leeds. There's not really like a racial identifier about her. You could play this role, anyone could play this role. It's not, you haven't picked because of your ethnic background. And I think there's a lot of talk about that with Riz Ahmed talking about representation. Is that one of the reasons you took the role, and is that something you look for in parts where it's not about the colour of your skin, it's about how good an actress you are?
I love that you got onto that. It's a very conscious decision for me. Even Quantico, even Baywatch, I'm very, very particular. And it's not easy because it's not easy to look the way I do and be able to demand or command parts that are ethnically ambiguous. But that's what I want. I think that the world of entertainment needs to be like that. The best person for the job should get the job instead of what you look like, where you come from. I'm an actor. It's my job to be able to conform into whatever you've written. And with me, with Quantico and Baywatch, I think both were really big wins. Whatever I do going forward, I don't want to be put in the stereotype of what Bollywood is expected to be, or what Indians are expected to be, or what someone who's brown is expected to be, or what even a woman is expected to be. I mean, my character in Baywatch was written for a man. Alex Parrish was written for an American girl. So, you know, I want to be able to spin it on its head, and that's my ambition. I don't know how far I'll be able to be successful. So far, so good.
I mean, there's a lot of talk about it. Jessica Chastain recently said at Cannes, she was talking about the films that she saw and how actually, you know, she was disappointed because a lot of them weren't really that relatable. I mean, do you find, I mean, Victoria's quite a, you know, a sexy kind of powerful kind of woman. Do you think she's a relatable kind of character?
I always find, I mean, this is a comedy. Baywatch is not relatable. I mean, who looks like all these who looks like that? Yeah. So you have to always see a film for what it is, first of all. This is a comedy. It's a summer, fun, silly movie. Go with your mates, have fun, have a few laughs, come out. This is that movie. But when I pick characters, I always try and give them stories that make them, if not relatable, but at least for you to be intrigued, you know? Layers. So Victoria is evil and she feeds people to the sharks if you even ask her for a raise. But at the same time, she's a woman who stands for, my brother got the job because he was a boy, not me, even though I have the business acumen, so I have a point to prove. I'm a woman playing ball in a man's world. When Zac Efron calls me crazy or a bitch, I say, well, if I was a man, you'd call me driven. You know, so I love that that's the relatable aspect of her. That she's someone who is fighting for her right to survive and be successful just like anybody else. So, like even in Alex, she's unapologetic. She is flawed. She's solitary, lonely, but at the same time she runs into a building. She doesn't care what anyone thinks. She has a story and a point of view, and that's the representation of a modern woman today. So I try and look for those things in a part, but I don't trivialize entertainment.
Well, I've got a final question about, obviously, superhero movies are really big, and Wonder Woman's amazing. Go see it. I saw it last night. I'm dying to. It's great. But what we've got coming up, we've got Batgirl, and we've got Silver and Black, so there's Silver Sable and Black Cat. And, you know, again, this could be an opportunity to show representation. Would you love to have one of those roles, or, you know, is there any talk of you coming to? Well,
there's been a lot of chatter about a lot of films, I mean, but no one's spoken to me about it. But my dream part is now, like if I'm working in America, I definitely want to do a superhero part. I want to have, I think like, when I think of American movies, there's like they've had superheroes for like eons, right? So I definitely want to play a superhero, and I want to have like a really interesting superpower. I don't know, Batgirl would be so cool.
It would be cool, and Joss Whedon's great. He did Buffy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a Twitter thing, try and get it to happen.
Okay, you do it. You start it.